Let's see if old school is still cool. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Quinton the Gun Guy. Today we're doing old school or traditional pocket knives. We're putting the Opinel against the Okapi and against the Victorinox. This is the kind of knife that your grandfather or great-grandfather might have even had in his pocket, or still have, or what your dad carried, or maybe what you carry. So before the showdown starts, we're going to have a quick chat about each knife, and then a bit of company history, and then I've got 5 criteria, and then hopefully after that we're going to have a winner between these 3. Starting off with the Okapi first. Now this is a proudly South African product. You can see on the blade it says made in South Africa just below the Okapi brand name. So proudly South African company, which is not actually from South Africa. It's originally from Germany, made for export to all the German colonies from 1902. So this has been a popular knife since then. It's cheap to produce, quite easy. It has a wooden handle. It doesn't say which wood it is. It looks like a light stain on it. And then it has that moon, banana, and stars. It is a locking blade. It has a ratchet locking system, so that's actually quite a solid locking system. And you need to pull on this keyring tab here just to release it, so it can close again. So this is a 2-handed opener, but there is a bit of a trick. So if you have quite a violent flick, you should be able to open it like that. So easier with older knives, but difficult with this one because it is still a new knife. You do get them in stainless steel. Good luck finding it, because I could only find the normal carbon steel variants. This goes for, depending on where you buy it, anything from 120 Rand to 180 Rand. And that's not a bad price at all. So you won't be too bleak with yourself if you lose it. Next up is the Opinel from France. Now this knife is all about options. Options meaning that they've got different sizes, different size blades. They've got different styles of blades. They've got the stainless steel and they've got the carbon steel. Now this is the carbon steel one, which I think is actually the most popular one. A lot of people are carrying them. They swear by the carbon steel ones, but I just prefer stainless steel ones anyway. Lower side of the price point is going to be the carbon steel ones. They depending on size is anywhere from 120 to about 200 Rand. This one I paid 180 Rand. This is the number 10, so this is the bigger one. If you're looking at stainless steel, then it's going to shoot up the price quite a bit. So then you're looking at close to 300 Rand for the same size of knife. Options, carrying on with that theme, is that it's a 2-handed opener. You've got the option to have it lock as well. It's got this interesting ring that you used to lock it with. So if you want to lock it, you can. Otherwise, you just don't. You use it and then you can just close it again. But if you want the option to have it locked, you just take this and then rotate this ring, and this locks the blade in place. Also, very, very solid. It's not going to close easily, and you have to have a positive turn of this ring again to close it. Now they've been in business since 1890, so that's over 100 years as well. So they've been around for ages. Next up is the Victorinox. Now this might be the David between the Goliaths, because check this size difference. Now if we open up this blade here, you might say that this isn't fair. Maybe I should have gone with the Pioneer to put it against it, or maybe I should have gone with the Serrated Sentinel, one-handed opening. That's maybe slightly more fair. But these aren't the type of knives that your grandfather would have had in his pockets, or still has. It would have been this little red Victorinox. These guys have been around since 1884. Apparently the company was established then. Mainly supplying for the Swiss Army, hence the name Swiss Army knife. But most of the sales coming from civilians. Stainless steel comes as standard, and it's their own special blend of stainless steel. They don't really have a name for it. It's just the Victorinox stainless steel blend, which actually is quite a shiny finish. I moaned about that with my Serrated Sentinel review, but with old school knives, all of them are going to be shiny because that's what everyone liked at that stage. So shiny blades is the order of the day. This is the Recruit, the Victorinox Recruit. Now carrying on with the options thought, this has by far the most options. There are different sizes, different types of scales. This is my Pioneer Allox. This is the bigger ones. So you get big ones, you get smaller ones, you get different tool configurations. I think this is just about the bare minimum one with tools, because what you get in this one is 2 blades, and you get that can opener, bottle opener, and screwdriver, all of them together. So this is quite a nice set, but with that comes a big price increase. So these ones go for 290 Rand, which makes this the most expensive knife in this test. Now let's get to the testing parts. We're going to test first sharpness out of the box. Because it's a knife, you expect it to cut. That's the basic function of a knife, is to cut something. Problem with this one is this is my wife's knife. This is her Victorinox Recruit. So I just use this for the looks of it, because it's the red scales. Mine one is a special edition one. So I'm going to use this for cutting straight out of the box. Because hers has worked a bit. I think it's about 6 years old now, 7 years old. So let's just use the cutting test with my new one. So we're going to test it on a piece of paper, and we're going to run through all of the knives testing the same piece of paper. So let's start off with the little Victorinox first. Okay, so that cuts as you would expect. Next up is the Opinel. Again, cutting as you expect. And let's go with the Okapi. Cool, all of them pass the test. All of them are sharp straight out the box. Construction. So what construction is the materials used and then finishing on it. How well the product is actually finished and then sent out into the market. So going with the Victorinox first again. Stainless steel, as said earlier. You don't really have other options in this. So there's no carbon steel options, just stainless steel. This is a nylon scale. So this, as you can see, this is the matte one, and this is that shiny plastic that feels super cheap and scratches easily. Finishing on this is absolutely brilliant. You can't see any tooling marks. Everything's shiny everywhere. And then, just as you expect from the Swiss, they are perfectionists. So this is full marks for constructions. Opinel, again, you get it in carbon steel and in stainless steel. So I won't deduct points for this being a carbon steel one, because it's just the one that I have. This is my one. But you do get them in stainless steel as well. Handle is made of beechwood. This is treated apparently, so you can get it wet. So it's not gonna swell out or pull skew or anything funny like that. So this is actually quite nice. Finishing on this, there's no tooling marks I can see. And then a good finish all round. I think this is actually quite nice. This is sanded and sealed very, very neatly. So full marks I'd say as well. Next up is the Okapi. Now things change here a bit. It does feel like a cheap knife. You can't see any tooling marks though, so you can't see where it's been grinded or anything like that. It's really not bad, but it still feels cheap. The wood feels cheap as well. This is the normal wood one. You do get one that's been impregnated by resin one, so apparently that's been, I don't know if it's injected, but it might be just put under pressure to go into the wood. So I think that might be the better one to compare it with these. But otherwise, I'd say it's really not bad. My one has a bit of a factory fault right at the tip there, so there's a bit of a problem there on the grind. So I think that's just a bit of leftover material from the manufacturing side. So not as well as the other two, but still keeping its ground, because it is still the cheapest knives. Next up is ease of use. Now, how easy are these knives to use in your everyday life? Now, I've carried all of them. I've EDC them, not used them, but EDC them just to feel them out, and they all are actually super comfortable. Actually, this biggest knife here was not a problem to carry at all. This slips into a pocket quite easily. It might be too big for some pockets, but my ones I was actually quite comfortable with it. I do prefer, however, a one-handed opener like the Serrated Sentinel. I do prefer that, but it's still not a bad thing. This is traditional knives, so you do expect them to be a two-handed opener, except for the Okapi, which you can do that flick and then open it with a one-handed stroke. What I don't like is this noise. It gets super annoying. I do understand why it's there, because you need to be able to release the blade. Still annoying though. Other ones, ease of use, super easy to use. What I don't like about the Victorinox is you don't have the option to lock a blade. Now, it's happened to me. I know it's not supposed to, but the blade sometimes slips playing around, and then you don't want it closing on your hand and cutting you. So it won't be a serious cut, but it's still going to be a knife. So that's why I prefer having the Opinel, having the options of the two. So I'd say this might be the easy one to use, because you don't always want to lock the blade. Sometimes you just want to cut something quickly and then just close the blade up again. But harder jobs that you are scared of the blade closing on you, you can just lock it and it's ready to go. A nice feature as well is that it can lock in two positions, blade open and then blade closed as well. If I rotate the same direction, then the blade is going to be locked in place and won't open accidentally in your pocket. All of these at least won't open accidentally in your pocket. I've had it with other knives, and it is a no when it punches through your pocket into your leg, but with these ones it definitely won't happen. So let's talk about price points again. So the Okapi, as stated earlier, this is the cheapest one. Price points and value for money, I say this is still very good value for money. If you pay 120 for it, or you might even get it on special for lower, the high side of this then is going to be 150 to 180, and this is where these guys start out. So I'd say then maybe this is slightly better value for money, just finishing and then this clever locking system here. These guys come in at just below 200 Rand. If you're going for the stainless steel ones, they come in at just over 300 Rand, or maybe slightly more depending on the size and then where you buy it as well. Moving on to the Victorinox, great value for money. This is a lot of options here. So if you compare, let's say, this Opinel to the Victorinox, you get a blade with a bunch of tools. There's a lot of tools here with quite a few functions. For close to the same price if you're going for the stainless steel one. So stainless steel blade, probably 2 blades if you're going for the Recruit configuration, with these tools here that's got like 5 functions for each tool of these. It's insane. Don't know where they get it all, but apparently that's how it works. So value for money, I'd say maybe this is, all of them are good value for money, but this may be slightly edging out the competition by just a little bit. Legendariness. Now, which one would you say is the most legendary? I know you are not going to agree with me, because it's not something that you can measure. Okapi, known by gangsters and criminals everywhere. This is a very popular knife from South Africa to Jamaica, mainly for the criminal scene. Carried by Keith Richards as well from the Rolling Stones, and that's its claim to fame. Picasso used one of these Opinel knives as a sculpting knife, so that's actually quite impressive, and that's just a cool thing to know. They sell about 15 million knives annually. Just the stats that I could find, because it's super difficult to get sales stats. Okapi, I couldn't find any annual sales. Don't know, but these ones I know they sell 15 million units annually, so that's quite a lot. And then Picasso isn't bad either. Next up is the little Victorinox knife. Now the stats that I could find, I don't know if it is old, is 30 million annually. Now that's double the amount of the Opinels, and then that's across all of the Swiss Army knife ranges. So that's not just this little recruit, it's all of them. Claim to fame is Swiss Army knife. Just the name, everyone knows a Swiss Army knife. If you didn't grow up with someone at least having one or pulling it out when someone needs to cut something, then watching MacGyver, he actually absolutely loved his Swiss Army knife. And then also this has been to Everest, it's been to the moon. So I would say legendariness, I think this one might be far ahead of the other ones. I mean, come on, it's the moon. So taking 3 of my 5 criteria is a little David between the Goliaths, the little Victorinox Swiss Army knife. This is absolutely a great little knife. You probably won't agree with me, but if you do agree with me, please comment down in the comment section. If you do carry any one of the other ones, please comment as well. If you think that I should dress old school like this for all my videos, you can comment as well. I really hope you guys enjoyed this light-hearted video, and please consider liking, sharing and subscribing. Have a good one.